What's good, YouTube? It's your main man, AB the Hero, back again with another video. And Draymond Green recently said that LaMelo Ball and Stephen Curry actually have a lot more in common than a lot of people think. This is during an interview with Miles Bridges, and then Miles Bridges, y'all know, MB2, then started to go a little bit further and gave us an inside look on how he feels that LaMelo Ball has shaped and shifted the culture within the Hornets organization. Let's get into it.
AB the Hero, back at it, baby.
First things first, I appreciate each and every one of y'all for sliding down on the like button and showing, you know, that we don't have no remorse. All right, all of that jazz. Let's get into the video. All right, so Draymond Green has his own podcast on The Volume. The Volume is Colin Coward's podcast network. Colin, holla at your boy AB. You know what I'm saying? We'll do a podcast, you know what I'm saying, something light, and we'll turn up. But in this episode, he sits down with Miles Bridges and they begin to talk about Steph Curry, the just culture that guys like him bring to the Warriors organization, and then compare that to what LaMelo does. It's pretty interesting. Let's talk.
Last year, LaMelo Ball joined you guys' team, and I think we all know how incredible of a player that he is. But what's been most exciting for you about playing with LaMelo?
Just the excitement that he brings to the game. You never know what he's going to do. You know, you might think you're going up for a regular lob, you go between the legs and throw it up. Or
we saw
just
that.
him getting hot at any moment. He's very, very streaky. If he sees one go in, he's excited. He's excited the whole game. So, like, I love playing with him. He's a great passer, great facilitator, great teammate. I love being around him as a person. So I'm happy that we got Melo.
Hey, Miles Bridges, MB2, holding it down. Thank you. That's the confidence boost type stuff you need to get from your teammates. We hear a lot of time these Hornets, they talk about that brotherhood. We didn't see Isaiah insert himself in that brotherhood and really share that good wisdom and that good game and those words of affirmations. And I love to see it coming from Miles Bridges as well.
Absolutely. I think from what I see, his energy seems to be contagious. Like, you guys go out there. It reminds me a lot of Steph in a different way. Like, Melo's more flashy in life overall, not just on the basketball court, but he's more flashy. He's just kind of more culturally into different things that Steph weren't.
That part right there reminded me of I forgot who it was. I can't remember his name. Black dude, but he was trying to describe Robert Griffin III and called him a cornball brother and basically got himself canceled and all of that stuff. That's what it sounded like. Draymond, in a way, was trying to, like, you know, culturally, LaMelo is just a little bit more different. You know, he a little bit more aware, you know, a little bit more flashy in life in general than Steph. That's what that sounded like a bit to me.
But when I say remind me of Steph, I mean the looseness. Like, Steph is super loose, super chill, super casual, and he played a game of basketball that way. And in turn, our entire organization ended up following that. Like, you come around and it's loose. It's, you know, you walk into a practice, guys throwing basketball all over the place. And I think I see some of that from you guys. Do you feel that way? Or?
Let me say this. And I agree with them, right? And obviously Melo has matured over the years, and I've talked about it many times on this channel, and you even seen it on the show where there'd be times in practice back when they was with the LA Ballers where your man LaMelo and them would just be having a good time, right? And you'd be watching them, and I remember folks just be like, come on, they ain't even trying. And we went to Russia, and one of the guys was watching me. He's like, this is the best player on y'all team. Y'all ain't here playing. We finna dog walk y'all. And there's just a switch that he used to flick at times where like I think you see that excitement and all of that stuff from him, but when it's time to hoop, my man is locked in a serious way, right? And you see that in some of these post-game press conferences where all of that jovialness gets thrown out of the window if it's not a W on the other end of it. And that happens in the locker room, that happens on the court, and all of that with him as well.
Or am I off a little bit?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's right on the money. You know, as soon as he got here, the culture changed. He's always had a lot of fans since he was like, 13, 14. So he's always had that swag to him and all that, and he brought that to us.
Here's what I think is funny, and I'm going to try to stop it here, but he says he always had a lot of fans. I think that he's inadvertently saying, like, he also brought a lot of fans to us, right? As Hornets, you know, we had people who showed up, but now we actually got people who care, and that's something we didn't have. That's a culture change.
You know, that's how we've been playing. Our practice has been different. Our energy within the crowd during the games is different. You can tell whenever he steps on the court that they just love him, and he feeds off that. So I feel like that helps us out too. And he does a great job of keeping everybody energized. Like you said, his energy is contagious. Yeah, he's been a great addition for that.
This is the conversation that we always have when we talk about the Hornets fans versus the LaMelo fans, and how the Hornets fans just want the LaMelo fans to get out of here and go somewhere. And because LaMelo fans have been watching him and expecting a lot from that organization that typically I don't think a Hornets fan would even ask for, right? This being in contention to make the playoffs and having a superstar or all-star consistently year in and year, like that's something that they would dreamed of, right, with Kemba, please Kemba, but it never really manifested himself. So I do think that he's saying, like, a lot of the culture change is this new influx of eyes, this new influx of passion, this new influx of fandom around the entire organization that is felt. This is also why I think these type of platforms like myself and then some of the other ones out here in the Ballerverse are so important, because it speaks to the fact that there's a voice. There's a void of information. There's probably not too many strong, consistent, everyday, day in and out. Like, as much as you're getting right now, Hornets content, I don't think you were getting that before. I'm sure you were getting some form of it, but there's so many more eyes here, and it's changing the culture. It's changing the way that business is done. We just did a video where we talked about the swarm in their marketing and getting Jello on the flyer in order to get butts in the seats and get people involved and people who care. And I think that's what he's talking about. Outside of the fact that the way that LaMelo plays just just invigorates the offense or invigorates the team and all of that stuff. And I'm so proud of him for really getting back to himself in these last couple of games and starting to hoop like we know he can. And I'm interested, and I love watching these guys hoop, man. And for this conversation right here, what they have put into that locker room, that organization, and those them horses behind it. So this was good, man. There's more to this interview that I think is interesting. We might double back on this video at some other time and react and talk about the rest of it. But we're gonna get out of here. It's your main man, AB the Hero. We out. Peace.
No, not peace. Plus one, triple B's. We out.